What up, y'all? Last week was a flop. I'm not even going to try to perpetrate. I'm not even going to try and be like, oh, yay, we won. We won. No, we did not pass go. We did not get to collect $200. We went straight to jail, trader jail, for real, for real. With the exception of one trade that I took. One. And that one was on the pair that I mentioned to you guys last week when I told you that when all else fails, this pair will give me something. I also realized that until whatever mess that's going on in the market right now is over, certain pairs I just cannot trade. Certain pairs that I have to just be like, you know what, woosah, we're going to come back to you later. One of those pairs being JPY. Listen, I'm just going to leave it at that. I forgot, okay? Because I forgot, I got. So the trades that I called last week, the JPY pair and the AUD pair, nope. Not today, Satan. That's what it said to me. Not today, Satan. So let's recap those trades and see what happened or didn't happen. And let's talk about what we're going to do moving forward, or what I'm going to do moving forward, because I want to be able to not necessarily quit the journey of learning every pair, but I want to focus on the ones that I feel like are going to give me the setups that I'm looking for. Be able to still pass prop firm challenges, or heck, even a live account flip. Let's get into it. Okay, so after I've done my little housekeeping, I've eliminated the Wheel of Death for this because there's not really much to choose. So I've chosen some CAD pairs and I've chosen USD pairs, and then we're going to keep the two that we had for last week, which was gold and AUD, because I still feel like it still has the potential to turn around despite all the stuff that's going on in the market. So I'm gonna wait on that. Now, it's just a Euro week for me. That's what I see. Out of the two different pairs, I should have tried to do AUD and NZD, but I'm not going there right now. I am looking at Euro pairs this week. That's what it seems like. It's the strongest one out of the two, which is GBP. And so here's what we're looking at. All right, so for AUD, your AUD, you guys know I'm waiting on it to come down here into this gap and reverse. Once it reverses and taps into this gap, we're going to ride it up to the continuations, which is the buy side external range liquidity draw, which is going to basically give you more pips. Depending on where it turns from, that's going to give you almost 900 pips if you can catch it. And that's what I'm trying to do, catch it, because money ain't gonna make itself. All right, next up is, we got a twofer. That sounds funny, but I found two gaps on Euro and GBP CAD. That gap is gone, my guy. So we're waiting for price to, no, it's already taken it out. Let's see here. On the weekly, this draw has been taken already. Okay, so now that has been taken on the weekly, waiting for price to reverse, which is getting ready to do right now. So I guess Euro is going to be a repair once it taps into this gap. It might come back up for the turnaround because that's a takeout. Yeah, it might come back up, take out this high right here, or this high, and then reverse down. For this particular pair, if we go here, now these pips sound like a lot, but you have to be mindful of the type of lot sizes that you're going to use. If you use 0.10, 0.50, something like that, standard, that's going to depend on how much money you're going to be able to make. And of course, the way the market moves, whether it's, CAD moves usually during London and New York, which are both volatile sessions. So you might want to be careful with that, especially if you're doing the turnaround to where price is reversing. Again, I'm not very proficient at that, so I use low lots, and I try to not make a lot of mistakes when I am trying to catch the reversal. Now the continuation, it's okay, but the reversal, that's the thing that's going to make or break you. So it seems like all of these pairs are going to be reversing for the turnaround. So just be careful if you're going to trade these pairs, because I'm going to be looking for the setups on all of them. This is why I set alerts on the top and on the bottom, especially on the bottom. All right, Euro USD. I was going to pick this gap, but this gap has not been formed yet, or it has not been formed yet. I see a gap down here, but we have a ways to go. I see a gap here that price might reverse into, but we need to take out this external range. It's pretty much the same setup on all of these. Seriously, we're in for price to reverse. I am not going to try to get into the move because we're in the middle of it. So on any of these, I'm not going to try to get into them. But that's the move for me. You just wait till it takes out one in, and then you ride it back down. If you're doing CRT, this will be kind of sort of perfect for you. I'm learning that once price, you have your candle, right? If you're doing your daily candle, your hourly candle, whatever, you do the high and the low. You wait for price to take out the high and the low, which is the same thing as this method, but it's a lot more refined. And so once it takes out the high or the low, you wait for it to trade back into the range, and then you catch it down. So we already know it's going up. We just got to catch it down. So that might be something that I am going to look into come Sunday, or we can do the new weekly opening gap, or something like that. So if you're an ICT type of person, that's something that you might want to do. I haven't really now the new weekly opening gap is not something that I'm going to do. I'm learning about it now with another person that's in my Discord. He wants to learn it, so we're going to learn it together, and we're going to analyze our charts and stuff like that. And hopefully this is something that I can incorporate into my trading as well. So if you guys want to join the Discord, it's going to be down in the description box below and in the pinned comment. I would love to have you in there, so that we can talk about all types of things, trading related, motivation, psychology, pairs, strategies, everything. Right? Nobody wants to trade alone, at least I don't. So I would love for you guys to be in there, and I'd love for you guys to offer your, advice and things of that nature. So again, it's going to be in the description box below. Join it. Let's do great stuff. All right, so those are the pairs that I'm looking at for the week. All of them are euro. Now, wait. For gold. Gold is still reversing. On the weekly, we're bullish. Now, on the daily, we just started to reverse. This is where I caught the turnaround and where I made the money at for a different prop firm that I'm on, which I'm going to tell you guys about later once I pass it, because I don't want to talk too much about it and then something happens and then I'll be like, I have to come back with some bad news or something. Gold is starting to reverse just a little bit. So, again, we have to wait for the turnaround. So right now it tapped into this gap, and it's going to take out this external draw, and it's going to more than likely come down and tap into this gap right here. Right? When it taps into this gap or this gap, we're going to ride it back up into the continuation to the external draw, whatever that external draw is. So those are the trades for the week for me. Those are the analysis for the week. If you have any questions or concerns, please do listen. I welcome constructive criticism. I welcome it all. I promise you. Trading, there's not one way to trade. Not everybody has all the answers. I'm not a master. I'm not a wizard or anything like that. So if there's something that you see on my chart and it's wrong, let me know. If you don't agree with it, let me know. I ain't gonna pick no fight. I'm not gonna be like, screw you. No. If you find, just like the two commenters did on my last video, they said, hey, if you had looked on this chart on this time frame, you would see that there is X, Y, and Z. And so I'll go and I look, and they're like, sure enough, there is the gap. I thought that we were bearish. I thought that we were bullish, but in reality, we were bearish. So that was the Euro AUD trade that I'm still waiting on to play out. Right? But I wouldn't have caught it had they not came and said, hey, that ain't right. That ain't right. So, yeah, I welcome constructive criticism. And this is why I want more people inside of the Discord. I want, people in there that will come and say, hey, this is what I see. If that sounds like a great idea, click the link in the description box below and or the pinned comment. Join the society. Actually, I'm going to change it back to the lab. That's what I'm calling it, because somebody else changed their name and I don't want it to sound the same, so I'm pretty much going to change it back to the Sophisticated Trading Lab. But yes, that is my analysis. One of these 4 trades, I don't think it's going to be this one, but it's either going to be this one, or this one. One of these trades I'm going to take. You guys are blessed. Take care. If you have any questions, again, leave them in the comment section below. And join the Discord. Again, I'd love to have you in there. I'd love to hear your opinions, your feedback. If you need motivation, I'm in there 24/7. You know, I answer, I respond. And let's just have a good time in trading. Let's motivate each other. Let's analyze pairs. Let's look at our charts. Let's mark up, that type of thing. Learn different strategies. You know, help each other out. That type of stuff. Y'all be blessed. Take care. And I'll see y'all in the Discord. All right? Toodles.